let's go over this problem. Given
it.
cosine of theta is 3/5 and sine of theta is less than 0, find the double angle of sine, double angle of cosine, and double angle of tangent. Put your finger on the double angle identity for sine. Partner B, tell partner A what it is. Kevin, what is it? The double angle identity of sine?
Sine 2a equals 2 sine a times cosine a.
A represents your angle, right? Okay. In order to simplify this, I need cosine, which we have. And I need sine. Class, in our given information, do we have sine? Okay. You might need to use the other identities. With your partner, talk about an identity we can use to find sine given cosine. 20 seconds, right? Second.
We're looking for one. Oh, we can use a co-function identity. Okay. Yeah.
Brianna? Jennifer R? Right here? Jennifer C? Okay, I heard a couple of students use the word cofunction. But if you think about a cofunction identity, you have to have the angle, cosine of 50 degrees, right? And then you can do like 90 minus 50 degrees. Does that make sense? So yes, it does tell us a relation of sine and cosine, but I wouldn't use this one because this one has side lengths, not an angle. Does anyone else have another idea? Okay, the reciprocal. But remember, reciprocal of cosine would be what? Yeah, 1 over secant, not cosecant. Anyone else? Pythagorean identity. What is it? Okay, with your partner, I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds. I want you to talk about why we're using the Pythagorean identity, and then you need to find sine. Ready, set, go. Claudio, given the Pythagorean identity, how can I use this given information to find sine?
We plug it in to cosine squared theta.
Tell me what to write.
So 0 or sine squared theta. And 3 over 5 squared.
Claudio, 3/5 squared. As he's thinking about that, remember sine squared theta is the same thing as sine theta squared, and cosine squared theta is the same thing as cosine theta squared. Claudio, what do you get? So that means 3/5 times 3/5 is 9 over 25. Cos, how do I make this one a fraction?
Over 21.
To make it a common denominator?
25.
Over 25. And the reason why I did that is so when I subtract, you'll get what? Class, what do you get?
16 over
16 over 25. And then what? How do I figure out sine? You take the square root. Sine of theta equals plus or minus square root of 16 and the square root of 25. 5. Really, that's the square root of 1 over 25. It's just that the 5 is in the denominator. Okay. Which one do we pick? Plus or minus?
If we look back, it says sine is less than 0. So
Which one?
negative.
What does it mean less than 0? Negative. So we're going to pick sine of theta is negative 4/5. Okay, we did all of that work, so you can do this now. So now I have 2 times negative 4/5, and cosine is 3/5. I can just multiply all the numerators. Put the one as a fraction. 2 times 4, 8 times 3.
24.
And 1 times 5 times 5.
25.
And positive times a negative times a positive.
Negative.
The double angle of sine is equal to negative 24 over 25.
That's not that bad.
So now that we have that information, let's figure out the double angle of cosine. Sean, which double angle identity for cosine do you want to use?
I thought that was a 2.
Can you start again? Can't hear you, sorry. You said cosine squared A. Okay. Minus sine squared A. Remember, cosine squared theta is really what class?
Cosine theta squared.
So we just put in our numbers. Cosine of theta is how much?
3 over 5.
3 over 5 squared. Sine of theta is? Negative 4 over 5
Oh yeah.
squared. And then we just 3/5 times 3/5 is?
3. That would be 9 over 25.
9 over 25. I have this minus sign. Negative 4/5 times negative 4/5.
Minus 16 over 25.
16 over 25. Positive, right?
Yeah.
This is negative 4/5 times a negative 4/5. That gives you a positive 16 over 25. Then you have this minus sign. So 9 minus 16 is?
Negative 7.
Negative 7 over 25. Karina! Not here. Mariana! How did you figure out the double angle identity for tangent? Okay. So here's one way, the quotient identity. Can you tell me what the quotient identity says? Now you can use the quotient identity, but pay attention. It's the double angle of tangent equals sine of the double angle and cosine of the double angle. So this is just one way, and it works. let's just do that really quickly. Sine is double angle sine. Where are you? Negative 24 over 25 divided by cosine, which is negative 7 over 25. Negative 25 over 25 times, flip it. Your 25s would cancel, and you get negative 24 over 7.
Oh, wouldn't it be positive?
Positive. Good job. Negative times negative. Thank you. So that would work. Raise your hand if you did that. Okay? Raise your hand if you use the double angle identity formula. Does that work?
Yeah.
Did you guys get the same thing?
Yeah.
Do you want to see me do it?
Yeah.
Tangent of 2 theta equals 2 times tangent of theta over 1 minus tangent theta squared. Okay, here's your issue. You don't have tangent. So what would you use?
You use quotient identity.
You can still use the quotient identity of tangent of theta equals sine over cosine. So I would do the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You would just use your 3/5, negative 4/5, and that would give me what?
That'll give you negative 4 over 3.
Negative 4/3. Raise your hand if you got tangent of theta be negative 4/3. Okay, then I use that value, put it in here. And then you just go about simplifying, so that'll become negative 8/3 divided by, this will be 16 over 9, yes?
Yeah.
And then 9 over 9, so 9 minus 16 is negative 7 over 9?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, that's a scribble. So negative 8/3 times negative 9 over 7. And then I can reduce those. And then I get negative times negative is a positive, so 8 times 3, I get 24 over 7. So tangent of 2 times the angle equals that.
Yeah.
So the fun thing about math, just like your English and history classes, multiple paths, but you get one answer.